Okay, welcome to the first page of the Herodotus set text. Herodotus is the so-called father of history, father of entertaining stories really, rather than history. But he did try and explain some of these stories and rationalise them and see the connections between the stories in an organised way. So, in a way, he may be the father of history, but the word history is a Greek word, which essentially means enquiry. So these histories of Herodotus were really his enquiries into recent history and other cultures. And he used to tour around Greece, delivering lectures on these strange peoples and places, many of which he probably never went to. Anyway, he's telling us now about Cambyses. There he is in the very first line. Cambyses, he's the son of Cyrus the Great, who's called the Great for a reason, because of his fearsome exploits in war, expanding the Persian Empire beyond anything imaginable. And his son took over Cambyses, who couldn't really live up to his father's feats or reputation. But he thought a good way of trying to emulate his father would be to invade Ethiopia. Ethiopia is not what we know as Ethiopia. It's essentially the whole of southern Africa. Notice in line 2, Libya is mentioned as well as Ethiopia. Libya is the whole of North Africa, let's say, vaguely, and Ethiopia, the whole of southern Africa. The Greeks saw these two places as continents, essentially. In fact, I might have... Okay, well, there we go. That's the Achaemenid. That's the family of Cyrus the Great and Cambyses. They are coming from Persepolis there. I imagine that is modern Tehran, but don't take my word for that. So that's the centre of the Persian Empire. That's where Cambyses sits and muses about how to expand his empire. Look at some of those ancient names there. There's Babylon, part of the Persian Empire now, Nineveh, all the way up to Thrace, Macedonia. That's Phrygia and Lydia. That's all Turkey today. Not quite into the Greece of Athens and Sparta, but certainly threatening the islands that the Athenians saw as their backyard. They were also in Egypt, and you can see on the bottom of the map there, Ethiopia. I think it's called the Horn of Africa these days. Strictly, that's where Ethiopia is, but in the ancient world, it was the whole of southern Africa. So, oh, here we go. Here's a map. You can see on this map that Ethiopia is written there across the whole of Africa downwards. And in fact, the Southern Ocean seems to be known as the Ocean Ethiopic. So we have the Pacific and the Ethiopic Ocean. Of course, the Ethiopia that we're concerned with seems to be on the Indian Ocean, which is to the right of the map, as we'll see when we go back to the text. We better start doing something, hadn't we, really? Okay, so this is how it goes. I'm going to try and highlight the order of translation. Notice at the bottom of each page you've got some vocab there to help you. Once upon a time, Cambyses, expedition, long-lived. You can see that word macros is long, and bios is life, as in biology. Aethiops, an Ethiopian. Let's get back to the word order. Right, let's see how it should go. So you start off with the Cambyses. Cambyses potter, once upon a time. Planned. What did he plan? He planned an expedition. But where to, you ask? To the long-lived Ethiopians. The next word's oikomenous. And you'll see there that that means settled in or inhabiting. Oikia is a house. That's a present participle. Oikomenous, agreeing with the Ethiopians, because they're masculine accusative plural. Dwelling by the southern ocean of Libya. Notice here that epi with the accusative means towards. Epi plus the dative means by. Depending on the case that follows epi, epi plus accusative, epi plus dative. So watch out for that when you're translating. Okay, let's go down now to the next few lines. Edoxedautoi. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just show you that one of the useful things about the sect text is that it helps you get to grips with some of the words that you need to know. Okay, doke moi, literally it means it seems good to me. Edoxe moi, it seemed good to me. But you have to really translate it as I decided. It seemed good to me, therefore I decided to do something. And that's the situation here. Edoxe dautoi. So, it seemed good to him. First of all, apostellein. You can see the apo means away. In fact, I'm sure the word apostle should be in your vocabulary. An apostle is somebody who's dispatched, who's sent to deliver the good news. So we decided first of all to dispatch spies. Opsomenous. Okay, I've got to go back to the vocab here. If I go to the vocab at the bottom, you can see that it tells you that harao in line 5 means see. And he's also telling you in brackets that this is the future participle. Something we've not quite covered yet is that the future participle is sometimes in Greek used to express purpose. Let's just look at the verb now in the vocab. Forgive me for making you dizzy by doing this, but I've got to get to O. Okay, so there's the verb I see. Horao is I see, opsamai, I will see, eidon. You should be familiar with that. That is I saw the strong aorist. So I won't bother with the aorist passive. So there's horao. Opsomai is the future, opsomenos, about to see. So if we go back to the relevant page, we can see opsomenous agreeing with the katoptas. So those two words, you can look at the ending there. Katoptas, that's masculine accusative plural. Opsomenous agreeing with them. So, just to recap, it seemed good to him, first of all, to dispatch spies. It expresses purpose, the future participle, in order to see. To see what? To see both the table. Look at table. Feminine, accusative, singular. Those two words go together. The table said to be among these Ethiopians of the sun. I think really I should have translated that a bit better. In order to see the table of the sun said to be among these Ethiopians. If it truly was there, don't worry about Esti being translated as was. It's just better English for the moment. If it truly exists, literally, if it truly was there. We've had a te. Now we've got a kai. So both the table of the sun said to be among these Ethiopians, if it was truly there, and in addition to this, kai, pros, taute. To inspect, to check out, to spy on the other things. So there was a particular focus of their expedition, this table of the sun, which legend had spoken of. But also they're going to, you can see, future participle. Don't worry about opsomenous versus katopsomenous. If anything, katopsomenous is to spy on other things as well. But since they are spies, everything they do is spying. So just to recap, it seemed good to him, first of all, to dispatch spies to check out both the table of the sun, said to be amongst these Ethiopians, and if it was truly there, and in addition to this, to spy on everything else. Bearing gifts. Toi logoi. You've got to translate that supposedly. That's where we have to end to go on to page 2. In word, toi logoi, but we're going to translate it as supposedly.